Hello, 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 everyone. It is May and my kid.
Me.
You still have a... Can we still hear you?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay. All right. So, if you watched my video a couple days ago about what have I been up to, that I introduced my challenge journals. This is Margarete Miller. She does 52 weeks of prompts. She sells them on her Etsy store, and the link to her Etsy is in the description box below. If anybody wants to download the prompts and play along with us in future lives, go ahead and go to the Etsy shop and download the prompts. And yeah, you can play along with us. This is my journal that I have made for this. And I think I said before, I use the invoices from my husband's work because they don't use these anymore. They don't have a dot matrix printer anymore. They stepped up into the new age. So I've got a ton of these invoices. So I'm like, why not? I'm covering them up, so I might as well use them. So when I approached my daughter about doing this collaboration, I also suggested, hey, let's not discuss it ahead of time. You have the prompts, I have the prompts, so we have the same basic idea, but we're two different people, obviously. We have two different minds, so we're going to interpret those prompts two completely different ways. Additionally, we are both neurodivergent, so that could add an extra element of surprise to the whole thing because of the way our brains work differently. So I'm excited to see what her brain came up with. And you guys are going to be seeing it. You're going to be seeing hers, and she's going to be seeing mine for the first time, right along with you guys seeing it for the first time. So, sis, do you want to just like go and collage, or do we want to do like, I mean, because if we do like one prompt at a time, then everything's going to be kind of wonky and out of order for both of us.
Yeah, I was just kind of thinking that we could dive in because, like I said, I kind of laid it out last night to see if I had everything and if I liked the way they looked together. So I have a good idea of what I'm gonna do.
Yeah, I kind of do too. Obviously, I don't have the timing, so I have no idea how long it's going to take me to do it. But and quite fiddly. I just realized that I do need my little tiny tweezers out.
So let me grab those. To get down and dirty, and I'm gonna have Fabri-Tac when I go to work tomorrow.
And so I guess while we're doing it, as we're addressing one of the prompts, we can be like, so this is my whatever, or
Mm-hmm. Well, see, and I don't know if you had planned to do it, but because I know we both cut out the prompts, mm-hmm. is that I'm going to keep mine in the, like it's going to be part of it. Okay, good.
Mine too. I'll create pockets for it.
And at the end, at the end we can always just go, oh, and here's this, and here's this, and here's this.
Okay.
And I am sideways. I feel like I should point that out. I know anybody who's going to watch is going to notice, but I'm sideways.
Yeah. Right, but yours was so that you could see the whole book and not
just a page. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I did finally settle on the sketchbook that's been chilling in my craft supplies for the last 3 months.
Well, there you go. And if you start to get too thick, you can pull pages out of it too.
Yep.
So are you thinking doing one page? Are you going to do a 1-page spread per week or
2-page?
2. Okay, so that makes more sense as to why you wanted to make sure it was in landscape versus portrait. Why the book would be in landscape. Now, because I'm starting with not clean pages, I created this little template. So that way when I have a paper that I'm going to glue down, I have a template to the size of the paper, and I'm not going to be constantly trying to measure it out. Which kind of makes things easy for me, because then I can decorate. I can set my book aside, and I can decorate the page and then glue the whole page into the book, instead of being like having to try to figure out,
how to do
how
it.
to hold the book open, or like when it gets to like, here, and I'm trying to decorate this page and I put pressure here and the book's going to want to close on me.
Yeah.
I can just decorate the page with the book set aside, and then when it's all done, come in and, glue the page down like so. So that is my plan.
I don't have a plan. I'm going to dive in and I'm going to see where it takes me.
And are you going to overthink it, or are you going to underthink it?
I'm going to do my best to underthink.
Okay. All right. So let's roll.
All right. I did a fancy thing. I don't know if you did a fancy thing.
A fancy thing? Well, my whole journal is a fancy thing.
Yeah, that's fair. I don't know. Can we show? Well, let me.
I created a whole journal just for it.
That works.
So you excited to be getting some eyeballs?
Yes.
Finally.
I just want to see.
I just want to fly.
We can't do that. It's copyright.
Well, and it's really funny because I was watching an episode from Pam, and she was humming a song, and she kept coming on. And she go, "Oh, can't do that. That's copyright." And I'm like, "You can't even hum a song without YouTube copywriting you?" I'm like, it's not like, yeah, whatever.
Yeah. No, they're stingy.
So I have some baseline stuff gluing that I've got to get done.
Yep.
My glue has a chance to dry. Because I thought, well, I could do this ahead of time, but
waste some of the fun.
Yeah. We got a couple people hanging out in the bushes. Feel free to come on in and chat with us. They're drama-free zone. Get my glue page down. My glue book. Look, this is all that's left of my glue book. 4 pages. That's it. Then I can get on to like the millions and millions of glue pages that I now have from all the altered journals.
Heck yeah.
It's like I've got a bunch of loose pages now. I'm like, oh. So this, I'm just gluing. This was a piece of pattern paper. I'm just gluing it to a piece of cardstock just to give it some strength, because I'm going to use it as a pocket. And pattern paper is not super thick.
I hope you don't expect me to talk the whole time, because they're like super hyper fixated.
Yep. Oh, thunk, thunk. I hear the Faja thumping around out there. Working on the dryer. We're going to keep our fingers crossed that it's the same problem as last time, and this actually fixes our dryer. This is a little zipper, little hanging taggy for a zipper. Got a ton of them. Not been able to figure out what to do with them. But I I had an idea. Had an idea while I was thinking about this project.
Ideas with us are either really scary or brilliant.
Well, and it's funny because I bought all of these zippers. I don't even know, a really long time ago, at Goodwill, and I have yet to figure out how to use them. Well, I shouldn't say that. Let me rephrase that, because I've seen a couple videos. I've seen some ideas on how to use zippers in junk journaling, and I'm like, ooh, that's really cool. And then I've never done it.
Yeah.
Like using them on tags and on journal covers, and stuff like that. And I did kind of have an idea that might make a cool journal cover to just like, like I did that fabric cover with the white strips of fabric. Do that, but in zippers.
Yeah.
And just have different, have some of the zippers all the way up, some of them unzipped, I'm also struggling with when I started rearranging my craft room, it shifted my workspace, but I haven't been able to shift the workspace on the table itself. So normally I'm working like over here, and now I got to be working over here, but I don't have anywhere to move my laptop to get it out of my way.
Yeah.
Just realized these are not my sticky scissors. They are now. Oh wait, no, they are. They're very gluey. Like everything is sticking to it. I guess maybe it's time for me to clean my sticky scissors.
Nah, never.
Because normally they're not, quite as grabby on stuff.
Yeah.
So I got those 2 journal covers sewn, the ones that with the black background.
Yeah.
When I was going to sew around the individual collage pieces. Let me tell you what a pain. What a pain in the buttocks that was. Like, ugh. I could remember the order these lyrics go in. Now I did kind of cheat ever so slightly. Because I grabbed lyrics from something that was lyrics that were already on my desk. Because they were already on my desk.
Yeah.
Versus printing out something. Because I do have somewhere in my craft room, I have the Bohemian Rhapsody printed out on a piece of paper. Because I was, I don't remember what journal I put that in, but I had to like print it a million times to get it down to the size that I needed it to, so that it would fit within the special fold that I was doing. So I have like a ton of copies of them. And you think I could have found them last night when I was looking for them?
You bet not.
Nope. Not in the slightest. I looked and I looked and I looked. I even looked in my template, my drawer of templates, thinking maybe because it is folded up like a pocket or like a pouch, that maybe I'd stuck it in my pocket template. Nope.
Well, ironically, the song or poem that I chose to go with has been stuck in my head for several days.
Huh.
And fits the theme because, I don't know, I have a theme to mine, which is probably already apparent. Well, not right now.
Not yet.
The book's kind of covered at the moment, so. Knocked up all my desk stuff, which means I have no idea where my X-Acto knife is, so this is really complicated.
So I have I have piano roll, pianola, whatever, player piano roll. I've got a bunch of them, but I had just a small piece up here on my desk, and it had, a few people that have never seen these before. It's got the words to the songs that go up the side here. So like this is blue. Every moonbeam reminds me of the happy nights we knew. I'm not even sure what song this is. But I had just a little piece of paper on here that had the words. And because it's piano roll and it plays from the bottom, so the words go from the bottom up, which would make sense to a lot of people if you didn't know where it came from. So I cut them apart, cut all the little words apart so that I could glue them back in order. But while this is not a song that is readily in my head, I did look it up to make sure it was at least a song that that I wasn't going to hate. And it's not. It's actually April Showers by Bing Crosby. But even Bing Crosby is a little out of my era. I am kind of regretting the idea of putting the pattern paper with the lines down here, just because it's kind of blending. That's okay. That's okay. And I'm going to leave this open once I get these all glued in here. Because as you see, I'm using the glue stick and I'm just running it across. So there's going to be exposed glue that I want to let dry first before I close this up.
Yeah, I didn't want to have better days.
So did you do any, like, more than one of any prompt?
Sort of. One of which being a not very obvious, because it's actually kind of covered, so I don't even know if it counts, but this brown paper that I've got, see if I can, this pattern paper, it's just flipped upside down. Pattern paper is on here more than once. Things associated with water, those are going to be on more than once.
Okay. A look at us identifying our prompts.
And I decided to get just a wee bit cheeky there at the end, but you know what? We're just gonna.
Oops. See, I almost put these in the wrong order.
Oh, and light blue is one of the. There's definitely a lot of that too.
Yeah.
This nice little meshy mesh. Where's my feet? Reaching right across my camera. That's annoying.
Mm-hmm. Scoot these a little more center. This great thing about working with glue stick is that it gives you a little bit of time to move stuff around if you need to. I'm going to mute for a second so I can blow my nose. Oi. Oi.
Oi.
Oi.
Feel the need to point out that I bought a silicone spatula specifically so I would quit sticking my fingers in the glue.
What?
It doesn't stop me.
Nope. Definitely not. My goodness. I usually end up with an itchy throat, especially when I'm talking. That's why I usually have stuff on my desk to, put a lozenge in or something. But the fact that my nose is itching, I'm sneezing, and it's running, that makes me a little concerned that the itchy throat may actually be sickness this time.
That's not allowed.
Well, I don't disagree with you. Ooh, reaching for my blue inks. Oh, look, I found my my headlight from my bus.
Ah, in the most weird place imaginable.
Yep, stuck to the bottom of a. Yep.
Oh, here's where you'll start recognizing stuff. You ready? Might have raided somebody's Etsy for this.
I couldn't imagine whose Etsy you would be on.
I don't know. Some weird person.
So this, I'm making raindrops. This stencil is not exactly raindrops, but I couldn't find my raindrop stencil because I didn't think about it ahead of time. And I didn't want to sit over there digging through my stencil box while the live was going. So I just grabbed what I thought I could make work. Trying to avoid like the triangle or the diamond shaped stuff that clearly is not going to be remotely close to looking like a raindrop.
What do you mean? Raindrops come in all sizes.
Do what?
So what do you mean? Raindrops come in all shapes and sizes.
I don't know that they come in triangle and
They do.
diamond shape though. I mean, I suppose it's possible. And again, I'm using my blender brushes for my stenciling. I've said on lives before, if you'd like to stencil and you don't own blender brushes, I highly recommend that you invest in some. Check your dollar store first. You might get lucky. Mine did not carry them. So I bought mine from Amazon for a lot more money than the people that got lucky and found them at their dollar store. And I do wish that mine were all the same size, but because mine were actually makeup brushes versus crafting brushes, they're all, different sizes. That is not the right bag. That's my extras. They're all different sizes. So this is my blue, tiny little itty bitty. But I could have got them from Temu and got them all in the same size and everything, but I didn't want to wait for them. So I ordered from Amazon, got them ever so slightly quicker. Not by much. Craft a latch. Stay.
Never.
Yes. I say so. And because I do have my inks that are readily accessible, I am using them for highlighter stuff. Yeah, we'll definitely have to figure out your camera because looking at your stuff sideways is difficile.
Difficile.
I think that's the right word. The right pronunciation. Funny, I didn't hardly ever use those inks. Oops, I forgot to have my Fabri-Tac turned upside down and waiting. Now it's not going to be ready.
Oh, you mean like this? Wah!
I keep thinking that while I've got a little person here, I should have them like get into my little cubby down there and get to my stuff that's in the back. But then every time there's a little person here, I'm distracted with other stuff and I forget.
Yeah. Oh, I lost one of my thingies. Oh, I found it.
I'm going to have to climb under there and grab another bottle of Fabri-Tac because my sugar bill icing bottle is just about empty. And right now it is currently clogged. And well, I guess technically it's still clogged. It's clogged with glue. Let's see if I can find a needle thin enough to go in there. There we go. So, pocket, I folded the ends in. Kind of makes it as like a gusseted pocket, gives you a little bit more room over just gluing a flat piece of paper to another flat piece of paper.
It's a pocket with legs.
A pocket with legs. And because I thought about it after the fact, only the sides have legs. So my bottom is going to be glued flat to the page. See, I got my glue pages in the camera shot, and what I'm working on, not. That makes a lot of sense, didn't it?
Absolutely.
Oh, yes. I'm like looking for my glue rag. Oops, I didn't want to glue that one down just yet. Guess we'll go over the pocket.
This book's definitely going to get pretty fat, but
I know I'm like, I'm gonna try to use very little like 3D, not use a lot of 3D stuff to hopefully minimize the thickness slightly.
Can't really.
But so I was saying, I did the video for Carrie's for tomorrow. And I was saying in that, I'm like, I want it to be chunky. I like them chunky when they're done, but I want it to be able to at least like sort of somewhat be able to close, like at least be able to tie it closed. So I don't want it to be like, a straight line across because it's so gator mouth that it is straight. Didn't really do a good job showing that technique again either. When you're working with die cuts that are super fragile like this, rather than trying to put glue on each little spoke and each little line, I put glue here on my hand and you run the die cut through the glue. Makes it a lot easier to get glue where you want it to go. Had a difficult time with this die cut. Machine or operator stubbornness because of my cracked plates. But I also used a very, very thin piece of paper, which I didn't think about until I tried to get it out of the die. And so I ended up with a whole bunch of like pieces trying to get it out of there. So I wasn't able to use the full image that I was cutting out because it got stuck. But that's okay. That one and my other one, both of them got stuck in there. Stuck in their respective dies. And I just wiped all that glue off my hand and I wasn't done yet. So I guess I'll show it on camera this time. This is just watered down Elmer's school glue. So put some glue on your hand, left or right, depending on whichever you are. And then you take your very delicate little die cut and just tap it into the glue. Until you feel like you've got glue everywhere it needs to be. And places that it doesn't need to be. Because that's going to happen too. And because this was super thin paper, it also is wanting to, it like did a flippy floppy on me, turned itself upside down and backwards. Just need you to stick long enough. Now I can wipe that off. Now I can wipe it off. That's the downside, is you do get, you do get sticky. But, if you do enough crafting, by the end of the day, you're pretty darn sticky anyway. Right?
Yep. Or if you have a 5-year-old.
Yes. But that's usually a different kind of sticky, unless she's playing with your craft supplies.
Usually. You know her.
No, I don't. I have no idea who you're talking about. So I went ahead and ordered her birthday present from Temu today. So that it'll be here by her birthday.
You're ahead of me. I haven't even thought about that. Unless you count the 5-foot sloth she has on her bed right now.
Well, when you order from Temu, you've got to give it time.
They've been delivering so fast for me, though.
That's true. I mean, yeah. I got part of my Temu order today. The rest of that order is being delivered by not FedEx, UPS. So it's taking a little longer to get here than USPS did. But I think it says Thursday. The last time I looked was when it's still expected to be here, which would be nice. It's my little cereal organizer that I bought for our pantry. It's a little spinny device, and you pour your cereal into each individual little compartment. And then you turn the top to what cereal you want. You push the button, and it spits it out the bottom into the little dish that you then pour into your bowl and eat your breakfast. Since I have, I still have copyrighted mice. Seem to think that, they have more rights to my food than I do. How you doing over there?
I am making stuff up.
Well, I meant as far as like, are you like almost done? Are you like nowhere near done?
I have no idea.
Okay.
I was just going to keep going until either you were done or I ran out of stuff to do. More room to do it, I suppose.
That's funny. So yeah, this is what I was talking about, being able to decorate a page, and then I can just glue this whole decorated eyeball. Glue the whole decorated page into my book. Da, 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 da. Right now, it's not wanting to stick. So right now, it's not too big of a problem because it's the first page. But like I said, as I get, further in, I'll be trying to work here and the book be like, yeah. So I will figure that out as I progress. If I get to a page where I'm not gonna do a background page as a solid page, then obviously I'll have to work within the book. So what made you decide on a journal versus a tag journal?
Convenience, mostly.
Okay.
But yeah, kind of like I said, this words sketchbook. I bought it, I want to say probably almost a year ago, and it's never gotten used. So I figured,
Yeah, I know you have lots of paper supplies, sketchbook type stuff in your stash that is in that state of mind where it's been purchased but never used.
what are you talking about?
I have more book pages to use. Those will go into my scraps.
I don't collect sketchbooks. What?
What? I don't collect paper either.
Should have bought Rob. Damn it. Dang it. Sorry, YouTube.
You should have what?
Okay, so although we didn't have to theme, I very clearly have a theme here. Said I should have bought rum because it would have fit with the whole water nautical thingy.
Is that a mermaid? Oh, I'm pointing at the screen as if you can see what I'm pointing at.
There is 2 mermaids, yes. There's also a treasure map and a aged juice label.
Okay.
Okay, so I'll go over it at the end. I don't know.
Well, yeah, because you're going to have to explain your thinking. And how it fits in all the prompties.
Logic? Gross.
There are several YouTube channels that do the Margarete Miller challenge. Gail Augustinelli is one. She's the primary person that I watch for this. She's actually, I've watched her for 3 years in a row doing this. And the really ironic part is the night that I made this journal for mine, when her video dropped at 11 o'clock that night, she was like, oh, I need to get onto her Etsy and download. And I'm like, that's what I did this afternoon. So that was pretty cool. There's a channel called I Totally Love It.
We're not turning enough for the Turtle Club.
Yeah, it's funny because that was like the very first comment I said on her when I joined her channel. That was what I commented. She goes, "Everybody's welcome here," and I'm like, "Oh man, she didn't get it."
I'm going to be the master of disguise. Run away from me.
She doesn't do talking videos. Like she does an introduction, and then she does it. She records it on hyperlapse or fast,
Time
super
lapse.
speed, fast forward, whatever your phone calls it. I've discovered that every phone calls it a different something. So you don't really get to kind of like see the slow part of her process. You just kind of get to see it sped up, and then at the end, she again like talks as she presents it. So her challenges are her videos for her challenges are like 5-6 minutes long, short. Darcy's Misadventures in Crafting, I think I saw her doing some. There's a couple new channels that I've just started following that I don't know the name. I can't remember their names right off the top of my head. But when Gail does her Margarete Miller, she does hers is a longer video because she does the Margarete Miller, and then she does Roxy Creations weekly challenge. So she does them both in the same video. I'll be doing mine in separate videos. But yeah, there are definitely YouTubers to follow to get ideas. While you're working, I'm going to see if there's... Oops, my mouse would work better if I turned it on.
Me just having to crawl under my desk real quick. Yeah, you zoomed in again. Oh, are you trying to figure out if you could turn me?
Yeah. Edit mic settings, kick from studio. I don't want to do that. Don't want to ban you from the studio either. And we definitely got to get you to your 50 because I think that'd be fun to be able to live stream on your channel as well.
Yeah. Okay. Okay.
What?
Oh, you don't remember me downloading that for you? Look. Okay. Look. It is a password. Yeah, I don't want to look at my password.
Hi, Minnie Moose.
Yay.
Hi.
There's
no. Going into the settings, it doesn't.
Oh, it doesn't work. So you're just gonna have to play a different one.
What's she trying to play?
I don't know. Some. Yeah, you can play that. One of the games on her tablet, but it's like a. I don't understand the point of putting a subscription on children's games. Here. Hi, Carol. You're welcome.
Yeah.
Yeah. Here.
Yeah. I like your bubbles.
Oh, thank you. That is a. Well, the silver marker makes the little highlight. Where's my thing? There's oh, the lid to this. Makes the big bubbles. And then the two smaller ones were lids to my essential oils.
Oh, that's cool.
Are you done?
Yeah.
Okay, because I think I'm about there. Well, let me attach this one thing real quick. No, it's too rectangular. I don't want it anymore. Okay.
So did you collage your right page? Or is it layered like that naturally?
No, I made it layered.
Oh, okay. Now, yeah, because I see that your corner up there matches it.
There's one side.
Look at you being all like, see, you're more art journal-y than I am.
And light. The other side.
I like it. What does it say up there by your Little Mermaids?
So this is okay. Here, I'll go prompt by prompt.
Okay.
Which is over here in the corner somewhere. So something associated with water, I think, is pretty evident.
So for me, my water, well, we have my little penguin down here, obviously, and the ocean is all water, but also in my song lyrics. Okay, my glue wasn't dry. I'm going to leave this out and let it finish drying. It talks about raining because flowers. Yeah, so I got rain.
That's what I was going to. Yeah. My song's related to water too.
Okay.
Which is the next one, portion of a poem or song. So I have two verses. This is the first and second verse of a song called Bottom of the Deep Blue Sea by Messiah, which I've been really into lately. That's my poem or song. You've already talked about.
A different song came to mind, but it's probably not the same. Because the song that came to my mind is actually from VeggieTales. Back in my supervised visitation day.
Oh, definitely not the same.
So yeah, for me, I put my lyrics inside this little flippy flappy foldy thing that, like I was saying, is from a zipper. So the two sides will fold in, and then this folds down, and it fits inside my this little pocket here. But my glue's not dry, so I'm not going to fold it back up.
Yeah.
I almost glued it closed. I'm going to let this sit out and dry.
Next. Pattern paper was our next one, which I kind of briefly said before was this brown paper is pattern paper, but I also have this pocket is made out of pattern paper rather than just being pattern paper. And I drew a pirate map because it was on theme.
Oh, yeah. But you didn't have Mina's little treasure map. You could have just put that one in there.
Yeah.
So yeah, I know the pattern paper was one that you and I, it was the only thing we discussed ahead of time. And that was only because your craft room technically is still, most of it, 95% of it, 98% of it is still at my house.
Yep.
So, you know, I talked to her about it because I wanted to give her the opportunity to shop while she was at my house for New Year's. But, you know, it then became open for interpretation. Is it pattern paper, like a sewing pattern paper, or pattern like, you know, scrapbook paper has a pattern on it, or, you know, doing strips and alternating them, blue, white, blue, white, blue, white, then becomes pattern paper. So again, that's where that individualized interpretation comes into play.
Yes. I also made this starfish. It's not relevant. I'm kind of proud of it.
What'd you make it out of?
The bottom, or like the base, is wax, and then I I fabric-tacked a star on top of it, and then I just put little silver dots.
See, I forgot. I had an extra starfish that was on my desk too. You reminded me.
But that also brings up, or ties in, I guess, to, oh, I keep forgetting I'm sideways. Something that's usually kept cold. Yes, mine is a wine label that, oops, sorry, it's a fermented juice label.
Fermented juice label.
That I may or may not have had to empty before I took the label off of it.
Oh, you know.
It's just a little one. It's like a little shooter. But something kept cold, but also I have starfish around. And I have little rainbow fish around. Those are sometimes kept cold. Actually, I think they're warm-blooded, but we're gonna ignore that. And mermaids.
And mermaids. So with my, I didn't fit with pattern paper. This little pocket is covered in a piece of pattern paper, like of the instructions, that like pressed paper.
Mm-hmm.
You know, where it tells you how to lay your patterns out and what order to sew things in. And then I covered the inside of this with the tissue pattern piece, as well as this being a sewing item. Forgot about that. And then something kept cold. It's kind of, you know, I have a starfish. I have my penguin. My little penguin down here is actually holding, he's holding ice cubes.
Yeah. See, I knew ice cubes were a good idea.
That was what I needed the tool for. I don't have pliers in my craft room. But I was impatient, and last night I like used my crimper that I use to put holes in stuff for eyelets. I like use that to like pinch most of it off, and then I grab my sharp knife and I'm in here like scrape. Somehow or another, I managed to do it without slicing myself open. But it gave me a flat back to be able to glue them on there. And then this background is it's icicles on a field.
I like that. See, I kind of have, I don't know if you can't really see it on camera.
And then decorative ice.
I have
snowflakes.
Oh, really? Because so when I texted you last night, and I said I was experimenting, I found a way that I can make Fabri-Tac look like you know, like the ocean waves. And I thought about doing that, but I'm like, oh, that's a lot of Fabri-Tac, and Fabri-Tac is expensive. So I'm just gonna pretend I have a little icy shore here.
There you go. Do you have any white acrylic paint?
I don't. But I need to pick some up anyway, so I could just beep, 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 dot some paint on there.
Exactly. Well, I've got 1, 2. Don't buy any. I've got like 3 bottles of white acrylic paint here.
Okay.
So I'll send one home with you next time you're up here. But yeah, I would just take a paintbrush and just kind of like draw on white caps.
Yeah. Like up here on the tippy tops. Yeah.
There's no rules. There's no rules in this, so there's nothing that says you can't go back and be like, oh, I'm going to add this there. Light shade of blue. I think that's kind of obvious in both of ours.
Yes, I have lots. There's light blue, light blue, light blue, light blue.
Yep. I got light blue. There's blue here. These are stamped out of a blue copy paper. The field looks blue because it's frozen. The ocean is blue. My starfish is blue. And what did you do for an unusual symbol or shape? Or did you?
The starfish that I made, just because he's funny looking. I don't know if that counts, but I'm counting it.
There's no rules.
It's not really an unusual. He's an unusually shaped starfish.
I love your bubbles. Those are so cool.
That was a last minute decision. I did not plan that one out. I just went, ooh, white space. Let's get rid of it.
Yep, there you go. So my unusual shape is this little, it's from a die cut. It's actually like this big normally. But like I said, I got half of it, more than half of it stuck inside the die. So I took what I could salvage and just made it as a pocket decoration there.
So.
And then my ocean is my pocket down here for my prompts.
So we still very much think similarly. Our styles are different and our designs are different, but we still thought pretty similar on the.
We both went like ocean, water.
But look, those little acrylic fishies I bought to hide around work came in handy.
Yes, they did. So I'm gonna put a poll up tomorrow. So my Carrie Griffiths video is scheduled tomorrow at 9 to drop, and then after it drops, I'm gonna put a poll up asking whether people want to know the prompts, like at the end of the video. Do you want me to tell the prompts for next week, or it be a total surprise while I'm putting it together? And that would be a question for you for this. Do we want to pull the prompt? Do we want to identify the prompts for next week, or go like we did this week, do it and then explain the prompts?
I'd be inclined to say that we can reveal next week's prompts, and then that will kind of help people decide if they want to tune in too.
That's true.
And
if they want, really, and if they want to join in,
yeah.
Obviously, if we, it doesn't cost them any money if we revealed next week's prompts and they want to play along. They'll have the prompts. They just won't have it in printed form. They'd have to either handwrite it themselves or print it out on their computer, or
Well, yeah. I mean, regardless, it's going to be the same, because doing it this way, they're still getting the prompts. So
right, because that was kind of where I was on the fence. I was, did I want to buy the prompts this year, or do I want to always just be a week behind and wait for everybody else to drop their videos, and then I would know what the prompts are, and then I could go on and print them out on my computer. I'm like, I don't want to be a week behind everybody else.
Yeah.
All right. So week 2, an object with jewelry or adornment, a light source you find interesting, something stapled, something found in a garden, a receipt, and the bonus is black ink stamping.
I already have an idea for mine.
Do you have black ink already? I don't know if this will. Hopefully that's.
No, but I know where I can get a 10% discount.
Grab a screenshot for anybody, watching.
I don't know if mine will be any clearer. Yours is blurry on mine, but.
Oh, yes, yours is definitely clearer. That's because I have to move mine up next to the camera, and it doesn't adjust very well. So an object with jewelry or adornment, a light source you find interesting, something stapled, something found in a garden, a receipt, and bonus is black ink stamping. Now, if you don't have black ink, if you have black shoe polish or black makeup, I don't know that mascara counts, but if you happen to have black eyeshadow, you can use that as blenders. Wouldn't necessarily work for stamping, I don't think, but black shoe dye definitely would work as a stamp, as ink for stamping. All right, well, there we are. Week 1 is in the books. My week 1 Carrie will be, like I said, will be dropping tomorrow. And then Roxy Creations is on Fridays. And she's in Italy, so I think her videos drop really, really early in the morning for me. So by the time I wake up, hopefully hers is already up and I can just get up and roll. And then Saturdays is my scrap busting challenge, and it is a combination of Melina Pilot, doing M Scrapbusters, and Gail Augustinelli's Scrappy Saturday. So anybody is welcome to join on panel. I am on the free version of StreamYard now, so I think I only get 5 panel guests at this point. But everybody is welcome. And feel free to comment below if you have any questions. Comments, likes, hit the like button, subscribe, notification bell, all those good fun things. And my daughter's channel is Mini Maker. You can go on to my my tab where about all of my subscriptions, and you'll find her on there. She's not quite in the algorithm yet, so her channel is hard to find if you just type it in. We're trying to get her at minimum, trying to get her at least up to her 50 subs so that we can she can go live and we can start posting these on her channel simultaneously. So with that, thanks for joining in, Replay Crew. We appreciate you, and we will catch up with you guys next time. Bye.